Whatever game you're playing at the moment, whatever genre is your favourite, whoever the fuck you are, I urge you to give Hunt Showdown a go. You won't find an experience that mixes this level of excitement and sheer terror unless you let Gemma Collins sit on your face. Well, maybe that's not that exciting, but you get my point. Hello my dudes, it's Average Joel, making average content for the average viewer, and today I want to talk about a game that has flown under my radar and from what I have seen is severely underrated, that being Hunt Showdown. I'm sure most of you have heard of this game, but if you're like me, you might be wondering, well, what exactly is Hunt Showdown? So I thought I'd make a little video discussing what the game is, my first impressions, and whether or not it's worth your hard-earned cash and even more valuable time. So let's talk about it. So on the face of things, Hunt Showdown is a horror survival game at its core. The main premise is that you play as a bounty hunter in a fictional 19th century America, and your job is to track down and kill massive monsters by finding clues around the open world. The world is filled to the brim with AI, from your standard zombie grunts to crazy bitches with a beehive growing inside of them that are more scary than an overdue tax bill. Basically, you start each hour-long round either on your own or with up to 2 mates, and you have to scour your surroundings for these crusty little blue portals that are called clues. Then, once you have found 3 of these clues for one monster, you are able to see their position in the map and you can go and tackle them. Once you have done this, you must banish their soul whilst protecting their dead body, and once this process is finished, you have to extract the map at a predetermined extraction point. That sounds like it might be easy enough. However, whilst you're fighting your way through the undead and collecting your clues, there are a potential of 11 other players on the server with you. There is no way to know how many there are, what teams they are in, or where the hell they even are. This means that even doing a simple task like popping a zombie's head open like a zit may make enough sound to completely give your position away to the enemy players. But more on the PvP later. So before I go on, I just want to talk to you about your character. You don't start fresh every game like you might expect from a battle royale, and I want to stress this is no way, shape or form a battle royale. Instead, you recruit your character, and from there you're able to buy weapons for them and kit them out however your heart desires. This includes consumable weapons like Molotov cocktails, dynamite and throwing knives, as well as medkits and a big fat juicy health needle that your character just shoves straight into your bone like some fucking retarded smackhead. On top of this, your character levels up and you gain access to a number of traits and skills, such as being able to carry more consumables or being able to fan your revolver like John Wayne if he was in The Walking Dead. So, after every round, you build up this character and you bond with him. You level him up and kit him out with the best weapons that you have unlocked, and you grow your perfect little avatar. But, and this is a big but, one day, you might just be walking around the swamps, hurling your machete through vast amounts of zombies, skipping along towards your next clue, and then BAM! You get sniped in the fucking back of the head and sent back to the spawn screen, only this time, you notice something. Your character is gone, along with everything that they were carrying. And this is how the game works. When you die, that is it. You have to recruit a new character and he or she starts right back at level 1. I should say that alongside leveling your character, you also have a blood rank that you level up as well. This determines what weapons and skills you have access to. So when you die, not all is lost. However, if you're like me and get attached very easily, it makes for a very morbid experience. I suggest that you treat your character as if you were rearing beef. Take care of him, make sure he has a good life and give him everything that he needs, but don't get too attached, because basically, inevitably, he's gonna die. Take my first character for example. His name was Royd, a gentle soul from deep in the Louisiana bayous. He likes drinking and sitting on his porch and taking out bounties to pay for his 2 children's college course. He didn't bother no one. Now the game does give you a small grace period. Up until blood rank 10, your character will not die forever, if you get killed in battle. This is somewhat of a double-edged sword however, as I was able to rank poor Royd here all the way up to level 50, which is the max level for each of your hunters. This meant that I had enough time to kit him out exactly how I wanted him, and I'd even managed to acquire some awesome guns off of other players that I had killed that were well above my level. So, you can imagine my dismay when I loaded into a game with my brother Fred and we were overrun by a horde of zombies. and some big ass fat fucker who looks like the mountain from Game of Thrones tried to attack us. In a panic, I accidentally shot at him, missed and shot an explosive barrel, and boom, Royd was gone. Forever. Not because I was bested by another player, not because I was overwhelmed by AA, not because I was bested by another player, not because I was overwhelmed by AI, but because I stupidly shot a barrel and killed myself. Fuck! Anyway, after I pulled myself together and set aside a solid 20 minutes for punching the wall, a cup of tea and a good session of crying, I just had to hop back in. And that's what I found about this game. No matter how annoyed I am about dying, I just want to keep playing. This video was meant to be out on Monday for feck's sake, but I haven't been able to put the game down. Honestly, I haven't felt like this for a while. Before we go on, I'd just like to say that if you're new around here and you enjoy this video, a like is always appreciated, and I'd love it if you would consider subscribing. Also, let me know in the comments below if you've played Hunt before, or if you haven't, would you be interested in giving it a go? Also, for all my regular viewers, you already know that we're going for 69 likes. Let's try and make it happen today. So let's get on with a bit more about the gameplay. So as I've said, a big chunk of your time will be spent creeping around the swamps, looking for clues and slaying zombies. However, although this is extremely fun, and to be honest it would be an enjoyable game if that's all the game was, where the most fun is to be had is with the PvP side of things. Now, a lot of games these days put a massive focus into sounds, but I am yet to play a game that handles sound quite this well. Everything from the opening theme song to the shit scary ambient noises in the wild, the tone and atmosphere is set perfectly. The sound of a gun booming in the distance immediately instills fear into your heart, but at the same time, you can't help yourself from pushing towards it, sneaking through the tall grass to see if you are able to get an angle on whoever it is that's shooting. And this is what makes every single decision you make so crucial in this game. For example, if you're about to enter one of the many compounds, you might look around and see a few zombies. So now you have a choice. Shoot them all and progress quickly through the compound. This alerts all the enemies for miles around to your position, but you're able to cover ground quickly. Or you might sneak through, knifing all the zombies in the head. This is much quieter, but if there are enemies already in the compound, it could be the factor that gives you away and lets you walk straight into an ambush. So maybe you think sneaking around the edge and avoiding all contact altogether is what's going to be the best. But this might leave you exposed to the hunter that's been tracking you for the past 10 fucking minutes because you walked past the cage and alerted some mangy bloody dogs. All of these things are rushing through your mind in a surge of paranoia because you know if you choose the wrong approach, your beloved character will be dead again and you'll be sent back to the lobby with nothing more than half of the XP you earned and a bitter taste in your mouth. But let's say you're already in the compound and you've just found a clue. But as you begin to escape, you hear the unmistakable sound of a knife going into some undead fellow's eye socket as they grunt and hit the floor. Chances are that the enemy is coming straight towards you. So now you're able to sneak up to a vantage point and line your crosshairs up with that unsuspecting fool's head and pull the trigger. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but there is a remarkable feeling that comes with the weight of the consequences of this game. Because death is permanent, everything matters, every single decision. The 19th century weapons are slow and cumbersome, so getting that first shot off really counts because one wrong move sets you back 5 fucking spaces. But also, when you do connect with that headshot and see the other player fall, you know exactly how he's feeling and that you have potentially taken away hours of game time, and that, my friends, is a sweet, sweet feeling indeed. Moving on, another great feature of this game is what happens when another player captures a bounty and begins their escape. Every player has the ability called Dark Side. On Xbox, you press RB and you are able to see the location of clues and such, but when a player has a bounty, there will be a huge fuck off big lightning storm above their approximate location that everyone can see. Every single other real player in the lobby. Now this gives you a couple of options. You can take pursuit and shoot them in the back, or you can do something much cooler. On the map, you will be able to see the nearest extraction point to these players. This means that if you're quick enough, you can get in front of the fleeing hunters and lie in wait at said extraction point. Like this clip here, me and Fred noticed that the players were trying to escape, so we ran ahead of them to the nearest extraction point and set up camp. When they arrived, they thought that they had made it safe and sound, and their 20-second extraction timer started. And then, bam, a crispy headshot, and I push to make sure the other guy doesn't get a revive. Fred shoots the other guy, and we have secured the bounty, and we feel unstoppable. That is, however, until Fred gets killed by some sort of crazy water devil, and I only have 20 seconds to kill it and revive him before I'm extracted. Well, needless to say, I wasn't quick enough because I was too busy looting the other players, and Fred lost his character. He wasn't best pleased. But that is exactly what makes this game so special. Those two kids that we shot thought that they were fucking bossing it. They had the bounty and they were on the home stretch. They had no idea that we were there waiting to piss all over their shitty little bonfire. But then, karma strikes almost immediately and Fred is dead and all of his hard work is put to waste. You were constantly teeter-tottering on the edge of success and grim failure. Now I know that there are other games that invoke these sorts of feelings, such as DayZ, Vigor, or even how PUBG might make you feel, but with Hunt it has, in my opinion, the perfect balance of fast-paced action but with a slow and methodical tactics, whilst offering you a really fleshed out risk versus reward mentality. Going into every match you don't know what to expect, and it really keeps you on the edge of your seat, because you know how much just disturbing a group of loud birds could have dire consequences. If you haven't played this game yet, I would honestly urge you to pick it up and give it a go. Whether you play Battlefield, Call of Duty, or even if you play fucking FIFA, you owe it to yourself to play this game. I should add though that I would recommend playing with a mate, because in the solo games that I played, my asshole must have looked like a bald man wearing a turtleneck, because I don't mind telling you, I was absolutely bricking it. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, as I certainly have loved playing this game. If you're still watching this now, I'd love to know who watches my videos to the end, so if you wouldn't mind, please comment the colour of your top and the last vegetable you ate. Let's see what sort of responses we can get. Also, whilst I've got you here, I'm really trying to get my channel out there a bit more, so if you have the time, it would mean the world to me if you guys would share my content on Facebook, Twitter and Reddit, or even on your local community notice board, wherever you can. I love you all. I'm Average Joel. Peace.